Alright, welcome back. Second video after a long, extensive break. This one's a little more chill than last time. It's not going to be as much going on in the background. This is the ship infiltration from the Ultimate Quest series. That's a series of, I think this is the first one I've shown. The only one I'm going to show. It's a series of essentially super high rank quests back from the old game where, alright, this is like the super cool ultra stuff for cool people, basically. So basically most of the entire mechanic is that you got these little laser guys, you touch them, they alert the bad dudes that you are here, they spawn more guys, and the idea, and you only have, it's a total of 15 deaths. So you want to try and avoid getting bonked by the lasers, and see, I got pretty close there. And again, I've never managed to get a complete like no laser hit run. Most I've gotten is like 2 or 3, I want to say, but that's pretty good. So either way, basically that's the entire premise of this. You can actually solo this. There's a title for soloing it. It's pretty difficult, but it's doable. You can do it. I did it. So, there you go. Cool fact about me, I guess. Wonderful. But yeah, that's not pretty much it. Like, it's a neat little mission. I think it also rewards a couple of unique augments that you might want to get. So, there you go. It also doesn't take, like, triggers or anything to do, so you just do it, basically. So, but yeah. There we're trying to lure these guys out into here so we don't have to fight them while those lasers are covering the floor. Because, that would be dumb of us to do. But yeah, most of it you'll see is we're just doing sort of stuff like this. It's not a whole lot of, really like intricate strategy or cool boss fights or anything. It's just kind of a neat little mission that you can do for stuff. And there we go. So that area done. So I guess I came here to talk about something, and now I've completely forgotten what it was. Right, I think Retem. I want to talk about that for a bit because there's 2 new UQs. I'll be doing those. Probably I'll be recording those when I eventually run out of content with PSO2 base, which I think I've got, I want to say 2 or 3 more videos, although one of them is really short, which I didn't realize was going to be that short at the time, so my bad. I probably might upload that like maybe 2 short videos. I don't know, I'll have to look back at my video catalog, but I've got a bit more content here before I have to go record new stuff there. And because base PSO2 is like, especially since Retem came out, there's like no one playing, so it's a lot harder for me to go back. It's basically impossible for me to go back and record content. I guess I could record me doing runs of Saddam solo or what's his name, Omega Masquerader, that guy. I could record that, but like it's now there's no one there. It's a lot harder to get groups together to do stuff. Like, struggle even to get cradles together. Because, I think these are actually like the really hard ones. Like, this is like probably the 2 hardest parts to get through. And I make it. Aren't I cool? Not really, but, So then, they're just sort of standing there. I forget. And there you go. So you see these turrets spawn now that we've triggered them, and then there's a total counter you'll see at the end, and yeah, see he ends up dying there. Forget why. I think. Oh yeah, then I accidentally trigger that one, so I lose all my cool points right there. It's this area right, this like stretch of like the level right here is like probably the hardest area. So, it's most like no hit and runs end up dying here. I don't even there's not even a title for getting it, so there's very little point in like actually trying to go for it because like literally I don't think you even get anything from doing it. It's just a more of a cool thing you can say, hey, I did this. Yeah, it's like bragging rights basically. But yeah, what was I saying? Retem. So obviously that came out. Obviously it's been a while. It's been almost. I think we're at like it's been like literally 3 weeks. I think yeah, 3 weeks ago. So overall thoughts, it's been pretty good. You know, it's not like. I think if the game had launched in the state it's in now, I think it would have been. It would have been fine, I guess. Like it would have been. Would have been good, but it would have been acceptable. So, you know, there's that, I guess. And the new content's pretty decent, I'd say. The map's pretty cool, you know. There's some. They already launched with the Gigantics and the Battleship quest, so you know, there's plenty of more endgamey stuff for people to do. And whatchamacallit? I was thinking of something. No, I completely forgot. It's got 2 new grinding zones. One of them is actually very cool. It's called the Maqued lower level. It's below Rwah Maqued, which is spelled RWH and then MAQEAD, I believe. Well, I have no idea what they were doing with that. But yeah, it's a really cool area. It's like it's under this. You climb up this giant mountain, and you drop down the hole in the middle, and there's this big old room under there. It's a pretty cool area. I definitely think it's nice. Nice. It's also a really nice grinding area. So you know, there you go. All right, we're moving on to the next area. But yeah, overall, I think I'm saying I'm liking it. There's 2 new urgent quests. I think I mentioned that earlier. There's Big Snaky Guy, and then there's Guitar Hammer Guy. And I think I will be recording both of those soon. TM once I sort of clear out my backlog. Go back in and you know do that. So that's sort of where we're at with the New Genesis. I really hope they sort of start to expand like the scope of the story soon, because one of the things I really liked about the base game was that 1, it did some really weird out there stuff, and 2, the scope was huge. Like there were all these planets you were going to, doing all the stuff with. That's sort of part of what I liked about it. But yeah, what we're doing right now is that there are a series of locks on the door you can see in the map. The big long hallway, and there's 4 areas. There are 6 areas on the side, up there if you can see them in the top right. And in total there are, there are 4 locks, and then there's 2 areas where there's just like cannons and stuff, but there's no actual lock there. You can see there's 4 teleporters. So we go there, and we release all these locks. There's also one area with a bunch of whatchamacallits. Forget the name. But yeah, laser guys. Oh, the bombs will blow up and kill me. It's whatever. Still, when we don't hit our limit, it's fine. I think there's no death like achievement for doing it. I think there's just achievements for doing it. Set number of times I think is 1, 10, and 30, and there's achievements for doing it, completing it solo. I don't think that was me there at that time. But anyway, I think that's the 3rd and last time we trigger it. I think. I haven't watched this in ages. We can learn together. Woohoo. But yeah, doing this will unlock that last gate. That'll lead us down the hallway to the final boss. That time I just get jumped. You know, it's whatever. Again, we're not really anywhere close to running out of deaths. I don't think. It's a bit hard to read the death counter from where I'm right now. But either way, we'll end up killing all these guys, release the last lock, and the door opens. So once you do that, you can waltz on through, and there's this big old hallway of lasers. And so, you know, you can watch me sort of I think that was me barely getting clipped by them back there. I don't remember. Yeah, so we ended up getting... What's that? I don't think that's our third, because we had one in the big spinny door area, and there was one in the lock area, and there was one in here. Okay. So only 3. I'm pretty sure we don't get any in the final area. Final area is actually pretty... It's hard... there's a lot of monsters, but it's not that many... You know, whatchamacallit. There's not many lasers to get hit by, or at least they're easier to avoid. But yeah, so once we clear out here, we're going to be going down to laser... The long platform that leads to the end boss, which you will see un momento. So, you know, not really a... yeah, I guess back to Retem. So it's been pretty active as of recently. You know, lots of people doing lots of stuff, which is nice. So, you know, it is again, the one major downside is I can't go back and play the base game anymore because, you know, no people. But yeah, assuming NGS turns out to be really good, because they said they're rebalancing some of the combat, so hopefully, you know, my Braver is back, and they're also saying they're releasing a new Gunblade class soon, TM, kind of, sorta. So I hope that's good, although, you know, maybe not as broken as Luster, because while Luster is a lot of fun, it was busted. Like, it's... oh yeah, because this is the first video with me playing Luster, isn't it? I completely forgot about that. Nice job, but yeah. So, if you're unfamiliar with the Luster class, which, you know, if you played the base game, you should be, because it was stupid broken. Like, you know, it was... Hold on one moment. Just had to get a drink of water there, but the idea was it was a basic... The only weapon it could use was the Gunblade, and so the actual, like, style, the attacks sort of varied depending on which Gunblade you were using. So there was an AoE sort of mob killing style, but no one really used it for that. There was a defender style, apparently. I've played around with that a bit. It wasn't super great, and the one that was everyone used, which was the attacks, the single target damage attack style. So that's the one everyone sort of spamming, and it has a very high learning curve. Like, there's lots of different attacks. You need to figure out what they all do, and there's lots of just small slight changes in what you're doing that'll generate a different animation. So very complicated, but if you get good at it, completely busted. Although, say, even if you weren't that good at it, you could abuse it pretty hard. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how abusable this was. I did not know this would have so much lag in it. I am sorry. So I am sorry about that. I don't know what was going on with my PC at the time, but there you go. That's unfortunate, but not much I can do right now. But since I do not want to go back and solo this again, it was pretty tedious and not very fun. So there you go. It's alright with more people though. It's pretty decently fun with more people, but solo, nah, not really. Alright, so we were at the final boss. Because we got, yeah, you can see, because we got dinged a couple times, they've summoned a Drawbarudi, which is sort of big old laser guy, and they're actually going to ask me here to, yeah, the part of this, why we're just standing here, is because they're asking me to pull the Drawbarudi away from the main boss, which is a guy whose name I forget. It's Velfodris. If you've seen my video on whatchamacallit, Armada training annihilation, the Armada training VR sort of mission, then he's in there. He's in the room with Grave Excelsis. I think that's his name. I haven't looked at these guys for a while, but yeah. So his big deal, he's a big sort of robot. He's got 8 crystals on him, and then he mostly just spams out. So you'll see me just try and poke this guy a bit, try and pull him away into the corner, because he also likes to spam lasers everywhere. You know, a lot of the whatchamacallit, the photoner bosses that especially the robot ones, just love spamming lasers. Hell, even the non-photoner bosses, non-robot photon bosses love spamming lasers like Shiva, Mitra, they all... There's some big AoE spammers in this, you know, in this expansion, which I guess made it harder, but also made it way more annoying, so... Every cloud has rain. But yeah, so it's really sort of, it's kind of winding down from here, because pretty much it's just gonna watch me whack this guy, and they're off in the corner kind of mauling Velfogers to death. I don't think I end up killing him before time goes up, because it's not really necessary, because he's... Only thing he really gives is experience, but yeah, there's this nice little end cutscene where he flies into the reactor and explodes. And then we have this nice little cutscene of ship exploding. And there we go. That's the mission. Yeah, so, you know, sort of a neat little thing we can do. But yeah, it's pretty much it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which I don't know what that'll be. But yeah. Peace out.